Alright everybody, this is the third part specifically for newcomer stuff here. This is basically going to go over Golden Snake Sting. And a lot of people, when they get Golden Snake Sting, it's the first set, and they don't really know what's going on. They don't really know what it's for. So I'm going to go ahead and explain the... Again, this is all just kind of like personal theory here. You don't have to do it this way. You can do it whichever way you like, use it how you want, but this is the methods and the understanding that I have, that I've taught everybody else, and everyone else generally uses. So if you don't use it, you're a fucking douchebag. No, I'm just kidding. If you don't use it, you don't have to use it. It's cool. But I'm going to go over it real quick. Alright, so first off, the name of the skill set is Golden Snake Sting. So it stings like a snake, and it acts like a snake, and the reason that it does is because it's somewhat of a defensive skill set. By defensive, I don't mean that it's the tank set. I mean that defending is a primary concept to building this tactic. And here right next to me is Shavana, one of the initiates here. She's actually gone through all this training before, so that's why she's here with me. That way she has a little bit of experience of what's going on. First off, since it's a defensive skill set, the way that everything kind of works is you've got, let's see, we've got Backfire, you've got Hidden Dragon, you got Flick One's Tongue, Swing the Tail, Possessed, Following Madness, and Swallow the Whale. Swallow the Whale, like I said previously in the inner skill stuff, is your rage skill. Your rage skill builds up, it gets ridiculous amounts of damage. You can level it all the way to 5, which mine is now 5 from the last video that we had here. Mine is now maxed at 5, and it does 660 to 667 damage, and it's absolutely intense. This skill is the highest damage skill in the Tangman arsenal. It's just ridiculous. When the second inner skill is available, you can basically one-hit somebody doing 3,000 damage, which we'll learn about that later. But the only way you can do it is by understanding how Golden Snake Sting works. And since it's a defensive set, the reason is obviously you can block. Alright? Now, every time you block, every single skill set has the ability to gain some kind of buff for blocking. And for the Golden Snake Sting, you have Possessed. And here's Possessed here. I'm lagging, so I don't know if all that showed me lagging. If that showed me lagging, that's fucking awesome. But anyway, what Possessed does is Possessed gives you a small amount of extra damage for every stack that you get of Possessed. In order to get Possessed, simply block, and when you block and they hit it, you will build up Possessed stacks. The most I've been able to stack up is about 2 or 3. So it doesn't last that long, so when you use it, you gotta know, when you get it, you have to know exactly when to use it. The second factor is you're going to be blocking all the time, almost the entire match. So when you're blocking against somebody using Golden Snake Sting, you have to know when to not block, because there's times that they're going to break your parry, and if you know what parry they're using, you can which parry break they're using, you can let down your guard, and when it hits you, it doesn't destroy your parry, letting you go right back into blocking, and so on. Now, the second reason you want to continue blocking is because it builds up rage. It is the fastest way for you to build up rage during the time of using Golden Snake Sting. When you build up all that rage, obviously you use Swallow the Whale. Now, when you use Swallow the Whale, sometimes they can block it. If they block it, then of course it's not going to go all the way through. When it does go all the way through, the damage is absolutely ridiculous, and you're going to feel kind of silly. Now, to increase that damage, obviously Possessed. The second way to increase that damage is using Following Madness. Following Madness is your speed buff. It also increases damage for Hidden Dragon. Do you see how Hidden Dragon lights up right here on the screen? When Hidden Dragon lights up like that, that's because it's being activated for extra damage from Following Madness. Now, when you use a buff, you can see up here in the top right which buffs you have. Like, I have 7 limitation manual. I have 8 seconds left of Following Madness. So when I use Following Madness, it lasts for 14 seconds. You need to know that when you use it, so that way you don't outrun it. You don't want to outrun the amount that you have and then try to use the benefits from following madness when you no longer have it. Now, when you've built up enough rage, the best way to get a hold of the target is obviously to stun them using Flick One's Tongue. The cooldown on that is 8 seconds. So also know when you can do that. In terms of leveling Flick One's Tongue, the stun never increases. You will never increase how long somebody is stunned. So Flick One's Tongue is a very low priority skill to level. So keep that in mind as well for those of you who are looking for more cultivation stuff in terms of answers. So after you've built up all that rage, after you've built up all the possess stacks, you're going to stun your target, and you're going to drop Following Madness. As soon as you drop Following Madness, you're going to jump onto them, hit Swallow the Whale, and fuck up their life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the difference between the damage without Possessed and without Following Madness, then the damage with Possessed and with Following Madness. And I'm going to have Shavana actually help me do that there. Oh, recruit so-and-so. One moment. Alright, so here we go. Going to duel her. Waiting for response. Gotta let her know. Alright. Remove possessed woman, or posed is apparently how I said it, because I can't fucking type. And for those of you wondering, you can actually just double click your buffs to remove them, but we'll go over that later. Anyway, well, no, we don't have to, now you know. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and attack. She's going to build up rage. And she's parrying. And if you see that little blue bar under her name, I don't know if you can see it on this fucking video, that little blue bar is her parry endurance. Every time it flashes yellow, it's taking a hit. Obviously, the lower it goes down, the less you have, and once it empties out, you're shit out of luck, and you're not going to have a parry. So that's something else you have to keep in mind. That, it probably doesn't help that I have an amazing damage count. Oops. Sorry. Is she not going to do it here? Alright, there she goes. Now she's got it. Alright, so see the damage right here? It's not that much because I have level like 30 bajillion inner. Yeah, my inner's fucking at 35 right now, so it's not that much damage from her. Now, let's see what it looks like when she maxes the damage potential. Go ahead and heal my stuff up real quick. The usual combo. I hope you see this video, Shavana. I understand that you know the usual combo. Gonna punch you in the eyes, lady. La 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 Alright, so as you can see, the damage right there doubled, if not tripled. So it is quite the difference in HP. Always keep that in mind. Now, the second thing I'm going to show you is Hidden Dragon. Now, a Hidden Dragon will gain the... It's a charge skill, apparently, as everyone calls it. I call it a impact skill. That's because in Following Madness, when you use Following Madness, and Hidden Dragon lights up, it says that if you have Following Madness, the impact force can be converted into extra yin damage. So, when I impact you with Hidden Dragon, it does extra damage. Now, what it looks like when I use it, see this little slider? The slider, the closer I get to her, longer it takes, longer it charges up, blah, 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 blah. The best way to use these is in terms of teleporting. If you notice when I jumped right there, it teleported. So when you have a charge skill up, you can jump, it'll hit somebody, you can use that to get around the field. Now if you notice, whenever she was using Swallow the Whale, she didn't stun me at all. So she didn't stun me, and that's fine. We're just trying to show you guys what's up. Okay, so that's it for terms of understanding Golden Snake Sting. That's kind of the basics around here. I'll do some more advanced videos on exercises, but that's also more based on understanding cooldowns. So that'll be in the next video. As for when to use everything and backfire, backfire is more of a utility skill. You can use whatever you want, whenever you want. Swing the tail, obviously, if you're going to break their block. But be warned about swing the tail. The animation takes a long time to hit. That swirl that I take to hit somebody takes too long, and somebody can drop their guard. They can see it pretty quickly, so I wouldn't recommend swing the tail to break people's defenses. As for flick one's tongue, it's always fantastic. It's a stun. Hidden Dragon, the impact damage is great to teleport from one person to the other. Backfire is simply just there. I don't really use backfire for anything, honestly. I don't think I ever use it in a fight unless I know that they're stunned and I don't have the rage ability to use Swallow the Whale. Always try to keep Following Madness on you. What Following Madness does to Swallow the Whale, I don't think I actually said. It increases the critical chance of Swallow the Whale. And you want that chance because that's what caused that double damage difference. Go ahead and surrender. Oh no, Shavana, you have defeated me. Oh, good match. Alright, so that's it for this video. And next will be cooldowns and training with cooldowns.